People always ask, how should the hips work in the golf swing? In this simple golf lesson, we are going to give you some golf tips to how you can improve how your hips work to hit longer shots, hit straighter shots, hit more fairways, hit more greens, and get good at golf. Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to this channel, then please do hit that subscribe button. You'll have seen there on screen, we've had some shots that you may have been hitting recently. You might have been hitting it left, you might have been hitting it right, and you might have also been hitting it short of the green when you've been playing so far this summer, which has quickly become towards the winter. We want to know how your hips work properly. So that's, again, we get asked in lessons all the time, how should your hips work on your backswing? How should they work even on your takeaway? And then from the top of the backswing, how should they work on your downswing? So how should those hips start moving in the downswing for you to hit that golf ball further? Well, that's what we're going to talk through today in this video. So obviously here I've got a 160-yard shot here on the Golf Zone simulator, and I have got my 8-iron, which is around about the right club for me from this distance. But how many times, like we've said at the start of this video, we see shots just like this. That's a quick left. I thought that was the right club for that distance. It's okay, I've got a chip, but I've got to hit another shot. And this might be exactly why your handicap's not maybe improved this year. And that's what we want to do here on Get Good at Golf. Help you get your scores down, get you enjoying that game a little bit more. The opposite one we start to see is actually this one right here. We've got the reverse shot there, we've got the slice out to the right, and we've got a little bit of a Gary Martin straight into the water. So this is where your hips potentially move too much, because you've always been told in your golf swing it's all about the hips, and you've got to get that flow. And how many videos you'll have seen where people are really saying you've got to get those hips working. Well, we want to build a solid foundation for you to do that. So the first thing we want to do, obviously in this takeaway, the first move in the golf swing from here to here is keep those hips nice and still. So just that takeaway, that club stays out in front of me, because if we move our hips too much, we're going to see that club quickly drop a long way behind the hands. And then from here, obviously, we start to see that club gets a long way behind, and we see that over the top move. So this move right here, hands move over the top, we start to hang back, and that creates the slice. So you might say, okay, where does that left shot come from? So this is when obviously we've built up into that backswing, and then from there we start to go, right, my hips have really got to move, but my weight stays back, and I'm now in a position here. All the weight is on that right hand side, club is pointing left, and I've not transferred that weight. So the hips there haven't worked exactly how we want. So a good drill for us to do is, first movement is start to work those so the hips don't move, and then from there what I want you to do to make sure that we're getting the right hip turn is start to feel that I turn from there, my hips are nice and rotated, but my pressure is on that right foot. So at the top of my backswing I should be able to just tap that left foot. So I should be able to lift that because my pressure is now over on this side. If I haven't rotated, if I do that, I'm going to start to fall. So it's really going to give you some key points to where obviously feel and reel is, because a lot of people say, I turn my hips, don't worry about it. But if you do that, you might start to see that it hasn't moved exactly how you want. And then from there, once we're at the top and we know that our weight is on this side, we want to feel that my hips first move are across, and then from there, as I come down, they are going to rotate, and we're going to get those to rotate so that club can move into that space right there. We've got a lot of pressure now going onto that golf ball, and I'm going to hit that the normal distance, because how many times do you see shots maybe go 160, you might hit your 6-iron, 7-iron, 8-iron, 160, and the next one only goes 120 yards. If we can get your hips working correctly, we don't have to feel like we're hitting that ball hard to get the distance we want. You can see there a towering shot. I've left it a little bit out to the right, but that is just short of pin high up there at that distance that I said, 160 yards. So straight away there, without much effort, I've got my hips working correctly. I've rotated through that shot, and I've been able to get the ball exactly where I want it to be. So what we want to do for you is just get you into that routine of checking these hips, doing different drills on there. So obviously straight away there, we've got you working a little bit better on the way back. okay? If you're a senior golfer and you say, okay, I can't move my hips as well as before, then this is a drill for you. So what we want you to do is, often we see, obviously you're very restricted in that backswing. All we're going to do is going to take your normal golf setup, and then from there I'm going to get you to drop that right foot back a little bit. You'll see I'm actually a little bit closed there with my stance, but my shoulders are still square to my target. But what this is going to allow me to do is get you moving those hips a little bit more freely. If you struggle to get onto your right hand side, if we drop that right foot back, we can get into a much stronger position here, and then on the way through we will still transfer our weight onto the left. So if I give that a go now, drop that right foot back, I can now swing nice and within myself, and you can see there, nice and consistent today. A little bit of club face open, a little bit better there, but up there at 150. That's going to encourage you to shallow that angle of attack out a little bit. And you see that I got a nice high ball flight from there. So a nice towering shot coming in nice and soft. So if you're a senior golfer, if you're somebody like Mid-Handicap Dave over on my channel, he struggles with height. So we've got him doing that to get his golf ball a little bit higher in the air, get more carry and get him hitting it better. Well, get it hitting it closer to the flag. So if you're somebody who you say, I'm known for obviously sliding through that golf ball. So this is one of my bad shots. So for me from the top, what I start to do, I start to go this way, but I forget to turn. So these hips don't turn, and then often, just like that one right there, it stays out to the right. So if you're somebody who has a bad shot that leaks to the right consistently, it might not have much curvature, it might go straight right, then this could be a problem for you. So we can reverse that drill. If you feel like, okay, I've got a good backswing, that's fine, but on the way through I always feel stuck. Well, then what we're going to do for you is we're going to get you square to your setup, and we're just going to drop that foot back. So again, your stance, your feet will feel open, but my shoulders are still square to my target. So I'm not getting my shoulders open because that would encourage you to slice the golf ball. This is just giving you that little bit of help to rotate through. So from there, I've dropped that foot back around about a half a foot. If I make a swing now, you'll see I've cleared better, I've got more speed, I've got more distance, and I'm just off the edge of the green still, but you can see that's moved in ever so slightly. So this is something for me to practice. I've got to get into that position there. I've got to start working that club face now to get the ball starting on my intended line. And this is when you practice. You want it to be productive. So if you go to the driving range doing drills like this and starting to pick a target and start to get control of your club face, we can then take that out onto the golf course. So I'm going to do that again here. Drop that left foot back. And you can see there, this is good practice for me because I've now gone too far. So I've got to feel there, I've hit that 170 yards because my speed is up because I could turn faster. And this is where it's great practice because I'm understanding obviously where I've got to find where my feel is. I'm not hitting my irons fantastic at the moment. And this is where obviously we're coming into the winter. It's time to start to do the drills that I should have been doing all year to get that strike. And there we go, a better strike. That is now starting on line. I've got a lot more speed there. And I'm carrying that 170. So straight away there, I've got my body working better, as we can see from the video, through to my target. I'm striking that ball better. I've finally got it online. There's still some room for improvement. But if you want to get good at golf, guys, hit that subscribe button. That's a quick way to get your hips working better. A couple of drills that might help you lower your scores.